Good day, everybody. Hope you're all doing well and having a good day. If not, I hope it gets better. If it is, enjoy. Welcome, everybody. I just wanted to show you something that occurred to me this morning as I was filtering out the apple cider vinegar that I've been making. And I just wanted to update you on that and show you some of the things that occurred to me this morning. I was looking at how I was preparing a few things, and it was things I enjoyed doing, and it was so simple, and it just made me feel good about being able to do these simple things, and it was just the beauty of simplicity that came to me. I wanted to share a few of those things with you. So the other day, when was it? Friday last week, when I was in the shop, they were preparing a whole bunch of pumpkins, carving them for their party on the Saturday. So while I was there, I took them an old ice cream tub a small one that I had taken for a few lunch bits, and I said to them, "Don't throw those seeds away, I want them." And they jam-packed that tub full of seeds. So when I got home, I took out all the pumpkin fleshy bits and immediately covered them in some unrefined brown sugar and cinnamon, coated them in that, and put it on an oven tray and baked it at, I think it was about 190, 200 degrees, and it took about 15 to 20 minutes, and they're nice and crunchy, and they're just so Moorish. And I've just put them in these old baby food jars. They store nicely in there. I don't have to worry about long-term storage because they won't last that long. These will be gone in a week. They'll be yummy snacks. So already I had 2 full jars and this one full of a whole oven tray full of seeds that I baked. There was a bit in there that I finished on Sunday, and then yesterday I put some to take with on my long journey to Shropshire, and it was great. It's a lovely little snack, and that was so simple. So it was zero waste because I didn't allow them to throw the seeds away because they didn't know what to do with it. I shall show them though. I'll take that to them and show them. And it's definitely using what it was free because it was given to me. Apart from the energy to bake it, the cinnamon and sugar were already in the cupboard. So it's a lovely homemade snack of things that I had for free, and that was so simple. Literally cleaning off the flesh, scattering them with sugar and cinnamon, and baking them in the oven and letting them cool, and that was it. A lovely snack that was really simple to make. This is the apple cider vinegar, my first batch ever of apple cider vinegar, or in the community of fermenters is called ACV. But this one is still, listen, you see that tiny little puff? It's still slightly fermenting. So every day I just come and open it up again and give it a little swirl, and then leave it again. And look, there's the bubbles. Can you see? That means it's still fermenting. This is what was, do you remember the bit where I still had the fruit in the last time you saw a video in the kitchen? I filtered it out this morning through some muslin and poured it into here. Now the first jar only came up to there. It was a cloudy white color. That was the apple and rose, and then the other one was the apple and blackberry, fresh from the blackberries were from the garden, and I filled it. I topped it up with that one, so it's mixed the color a bit, so that's why it's that color. And the rest of it I poured into a smaller jar. And what a pretty color that is. That's the apple and blackberry. So now I've put a teaspoon of sugar in that one, and another teaspoon and a half in that one, just to keep it fermenting a bit longer, because I wanted to keep going. There's still a slightly yeasty scent to it. It is halfway between a cider and a vinegar. So I'm just going to put these cloths on the top and allow it to continue fermenting, just like I did with that one. So yeah, I will do that, and we'll see how they get on. So I'll put them over there for now, because those ones will keep fermenting over there. This one will go back in its spot behind the water filter. And this, my filtered water that I pour into a glass bottle every day. I always just put plain water in, and the last week I decided, how nice it would be if I just put a sprig of mint in the water. And so I've been taking sprigs of mint from fresh mint still growing in the garden, and I just stick it in the bottle and top it up with water. The first one I crushed, but the second one I thought, hang on a minute, if I don't crush it, will I still get the flavour, and can I just start to grow it again when I'm finished with it? So what I did is, when I took it out the bottle, I stuck it in a little baby food jar with water, and look, roots. That's it within, it's not even a week, because I put that in there last week, and it's now Monday. So that is how simple it is to grow mint. Literally, I took a cutting, stuck it in my water to flavour the water. When I was finished, I'd stuck it in a jar of water, and there you go, a new plant ready to go. I mean, there's a couple in there already. So these were from the last 2 days, and I just stuck them in the water as well, so they'll get roots soon as well, and I'll have loads of mint plants just there on my windowsill. That's where I've left it, and in a week they've got roots. And this morning I took some fennel. Now I know I won't be able to sprout the fennel from that, but it worked with the mint to flavour the water, so I'm hoping the fennel will flavour the water a bit. And I just sip that through the day, and I top it up with more filtered water when it's finished. So that is really simple flavoured water without any nasties in it at all, because I grow that fennel, and it has no pesticides, no other fertilizers except for the compost, and these are still in the pots waiting to be planted out. I don't even think I'm going to, but they're still growing under the cover. That, again, another simple thing that is just so nice to be able to do, and it feels good being able to do that. Now my cup of tea this morning it's been soaking now. There's 2 sprigs of mint from the mint that I put into the baby food jar to sprout. Some fennel. There's a fennel sprig that I put in there, and my little tea ball thing that a friend gave to me, that I've got dandelion tea, loose leaf dandelion tea in there. So that's my morning tea. It's a little sprig of mint. Okay, and what I did is I put the leaves and the stuff in there, topped it up with some boiling water. I put a saucer over it for it to brew, and left it for 5 minutes, and then it's ready. I shall just top it up again with a little bit more of the kettle water, which will still be warm, but it's at the right temperature to drink now. Not boiling, just warm. I don't drink hot drinks, but there you go, it's ready. And that is my herb tea for the morning. That sets me up. I really like the dandelion tea. I have found for about 6 years now. If I have dandelion tea first thing in the morning, I don't retain water that easily, and it helps through the day. It makes me feel a lot better. If I skip it sometimes, I used to find that I would be by lunchtime quite puffy and swollen, but since then I've changed my diet quite a lot, and it's not so much of a problem anymore. My hands don't swell, so I've cut out a lot of things, and very rarely do I eat crisps. I've cut down on my salt intake, and I've changed it for the pink Himalayan salt, so that makes a big difference with the water retention. And the dandelion tea definitely is one of those magic ingredients, and that was for me this morning such a simple thing: a few sprigs of plants, some loose leaf tea, and just put water on it, leave it to soak a bit, and there you are. And of course the other things I put in with the dandelion tea, because the dandelion can be a little bit bitter, but the others sweeten it up, and I've always found that dandelion and fennel work wonderfully together. So there's my cup of tea for the morning. Oh, that's so refreshing, it's lovely. So there you have it. That's all I wanted to talk to you about this morning. It's just a thought that occurred to me, and I thought it is so simple that if somebody had a sore throat, all I had to do was take a bunch of sage leaves and do the same thing, make a tea, let it cool down, and then use it as a gargle. Even for a hair rinse, instead of conditioner, just make a very big, a jug full of herb tea to rinse your hair with. And that will help. Add in a couple of teaspoons of the apple cider vinegar as well, and that would make a hair rinse instead of conditioning your hair. So it is so simple to do things yourself. So can be simple. It doesn't have to be complicated, and it could be so what do you call it? Not really fulfilling in a way, but it's satisfying, and it feels good to be. It makes you feel resilient, and it makes you feel what do you call it? It makes you feel like you can do anything, you can survive without the things that you think we've got so used to having to buy and have in, and we feel that it doesn't matter if any kind of flow was interrupted, we could still make our own, and it feels good to be, it's self-reliant, isn't it? But even that doesn't describe it. It's a whole bunch of things, I think. So there you are. The beauty of simplicity. And starting my day off with a feeling that, even if something goes wrong over a week or something, and we don't have any money, I can still provide for my family out of really simple things. I mean, that vinegar, filtered water with fruit and sugar. How simple is that? And left for nature to do its thing. And that water, just filtered water, and it's plant sprig for flavoured water. None of the nasties you get in the shop bought stuff. The seeds, it's just, when you start doing these things and it starts snowballing, and you can feel really grateful for the experiences of other people. I feel really grateful for finding the people on the internet and on YouTube that I've learned from to do these things. It is so empowering. I think that's the word I was looking for, empowered. Yeah. Empowered, that's the word I was looking for. There you are. So everybody, have a lovely day today. Enjoy it. I haven't done anything in the garden at all since last week. The frosts have been coming down now. We've been getting light frosts in the morning. Other friends have had very hard frosts. Yesterday when I went to Shropshire, the warmest it got was 9 degrees for a few minutes, and then back down to 8. When the car sat in the sunshine for an hour, it went up to 13, but the second I drove off, it went right the way back down to 8 degrees. And then by the time I got home, by 6:30 in the evening, it was down, I think, to about 5 degrees. So I expect there'll be frost out today, because there were no clouds last night. In the past few nights we've had beautiful starry skies, beautiful clear big moon. So that usually indicates that we're going to have frost in the morning when it's like that. So winter has arrived. And then most people say, oh, it's still autumn. Winter, nature decides when it's what. And winter has arrived. Early stages, but it has arrived. So we're carrying on with it, even though it's a bit late and last minute, we're still carrying on with winter preparations. So I'll update you as to what I'm doing in the garden. It's starting to look a bit bare now because I have more annuals in the beds than perennials, but we're still ticking over. I hope you are for today. Speak soon. Bye.